Hey guys, welcome back to the Basically Nomads Bus. I've got Brianna here with me again, and if you haven't seen it yet, we just did a video on 5 things that we would have done differently when we were making this bus. So we just wanted to make sure that you guys know that we actually really do love our bus. Yes. So today we decided to cover 5 things that we really like that we chose to do, so that again, maybe if you guys are building, these are 5 things that you could consider putting into your build as well. So just as we did last time, we're gonna do ladies first. Brianna, why don't you kick it off? What's the first thing that you're really glad that we chose to do in the build?
First thing that I'm really glad that we chose to do is install a washer dryer combo. I love doing my laundry in my own home. And the conveniency of just throwing clothes in whenever I want to.
Right.
Instead of packing them up, because when we were using the laundromat, I mean, we were getting loads like piled high, and it was heavy to carry to the car and in and out of the laundromat.
It was a whole thing. It was like a big process.
So much time out of your day.
Yeah,
I would stay at the laundromat. Granted, I would try and get some work done or studying in or listen to a podcast or do something while I'm there to kind of kill the time. But I'm just really thankful that we have the washer dryer in our home, readily available whenever we need it.
It's a great point though too, because like you're actually like, we reclaim some of our time.
Yes.
Now obviously we did talk about this one a little bit. You're not going to be able to do this if you're boondocking all the time, but if you're not, like even if you're in a campground, you could be 20-30 minutes away from maybe even further from a laundromat, so that might not even be an option for you. So in times like that, like just being, I don't know, just out there a little further, or maybe somewhere you hadn't been before and you don't know where that stuff even is, it is really nice to have your own washer dryer.
Also, I've kind of realized since we have the washer and dryer, it kind of makes for a more minimalistic lifestyle because you can own less clothes.
Oh yeah.
I guess because you can throw them into the wash at any point. So I kind of realized we don't need as many clothes as we have because we can just wash them.
That's a great point.
So
yeah, I didn't even think about that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and kick into one of the things that I'm really glad that I did. We kind of covered this in the last video, but I'm gonna say it again. These things are gonna be different from person to person. So if it's one person building a bus, they're gonna have their things they care about. So obviously my list is gonna look different than hers because this is something that I really needed, and I'm glad we took the extra work to do, and that was the roof raise in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It basically would not have been possible for me to even shower in the bus if I didn't raise that up, because we just have a standard height bus. So that means like right here on the sides of the bus, it gets way shorter, and that's where we had to have our bathroom. So there's no possible way that I could have even showered.
And that was actually on my list as well.
Was it?
Even though I'm 5'3", I'm a lot shorter. I still would highly recommend, if your bus isn't a Thomas high top or you didn't do a roof raise, to do a specific roof raise to your shower. Because we have a rain shower head, so it's just like a round, rains down shower head. If we didn't do the roof raise, we could only utilize a handheld shower, you know, to like move around and take showers that way. I don't think we would have been able to have a
like nicer
structured set to the wall shower head.
All right, well that's super cool. That's on both of our lists. I really thought that was something like more specific to my needs, but I could see the point of like just wanting that rainfall shower, especially to just like be up there high and not be really small and condensed. Because I do think it would fit with you, but it's just not the same. Yeah,
it's not the same. A hands-free shower and a rain shower. Like our shower is probably one of the nicest showers I've showered in. You know. We built it from scratch. I mean, it's a tiled shower with a roof raise and a rain shower head.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
We're proud of it.
Yeah, the shower that I had growing up in my own home was not that nice.
That's true. That's fair. Same here. Okay, what do you got next?
Next on my list would be the oven and stove combo. Granted, in the last video, I did say I wish I had more kitchen counter space, and I know a lot of the schoolie builds out there use a stove,
like the built-in stovetop with no oven,
or electric portable stovetop that you can store away in a drawer, bring out when you need to use a stovetop. I love that we have the stove oven combo just because it's readily available, and if you want to bake anything, baked goods or baked chicken, baked meals,
or pizza,
who doesn't love pizza? You just throw it in the oven. It does take propane, so we just run it off propane, and it works really well for us. I'm glad that we have the versatility of different ways to cook our meals.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a good one. Okay, I have another one. I don't know, this is kind of more technical, but it's something that I'm really glad that we did. And this is too almost kind of like a piece of advice, I think. And that is that we went with the 20-pound little propane tanks instead of, I don't know if you've seen them.
Yes.
They have like the really huge propane tanks that you can take and go fill up at like Menards or Home Depot and places like that. And so when we were building the bus, it went through my head that like, it's not going to be easy to get to those places, especially if we are boondocking or if we're like outside the city or somewhere like that. But you know where you can always get a 20-pound propane tank filled or even buy a new one?
Where?
Like every gas station ever. So that means if I run out of propane and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, the chances are I'm still within 30 minutes of a gas station that has propane. So I just think that's a huge one. I'm really glad that we went that route instead of doing like the bigger propane tank that would last longer. But this is just so much more convenient.
I think I would agree with that.
Yeah.
When it comes to winter, we use a 20-gallon propane tank.
20-pound, yeah.
Yeah, 20-pound for our Mr. Buddy heater. So it's really nice to have the conveniency of kind of throwing our propane tanks around wherever we need them.
Yeah.
If we need them for the hot water to take a shower, throw it over there. If we need it for the oven to cook a meal, throw it over there. If we need it to heat the bus in the winter, we just bring it inside, throw it on the Mr. Buddy heater, and we're good
Which,
to
to
go.
be fair, we actually have 3 different tanks. And what I noticed was kind of cool is that third tank, so we have 2 tanks that are hooked up all the time. One goes to the shower, one goes to the oven. But then the third one, it's our heater in the winter, and then as soon as it warms up, we get the grill out. So then it becomes our propane for the grill. And it's like $300 difference in price.
Well, that's true.
Just a piece of advice.
Something to think about.
Yep. Okay. You're up next. What do you got?
The next thing on my list that I love about our build is where we located our litter box.
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, I actually have it on my list too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did a nice job. Well, he did a nice job of creating a nice drawer for our litter box to be tucked away into our dash. If you've seen our tour on YouTube or maybe some pictures on Instagram, you know that we have a cat named Tillo and we love her so much. But we have created her litter box in the...
Kind of in the dash area?
Yeah, in the dash area. As many of you know, the dash area can be like, what do I do with this space? So Devin like ripped it all out, and there was a lot of space up there that was gonna go unutilized, unused, until we figured out what to do with it, and we decided to put our litter box in there. So it's in a nice drawer, and also her food and water is in a nice drawer. It gets tucked away inside the dash area. You would never know it's there.
Yeah, it goes like completely flush.
Yes.
And surprisingly, like that's actually one of the biggest things that we've gotten comments about. Like we have our tour on here, obviously. One of the biggest things people talk about is how they love the litter box.
People are
and it just
always
seemed to
asking
make,
about it.
And it just seemed to make so much sense. It was like a perfect little cavity to fit in there. Obviously, we got a little creative and added the drawers where it would tuck away completely and be flushed, where you can barely even tell. The cat door is kind of a dead giveaway, but other than that, it just kind of disappears.
Yeah, so we just have the swinging cat door. She goes in and out of there when she pleases, and I think that space is very well thought out and utilized.
I think so too. Okay, so next on the list, let's see what I have here. All right, this is another one tailored directly to me. Again, I'm not gonna just go all into detail, but I'm super glad that I made space for my gaming rig. So again, really personalized. I love having my gaming PC for just all kinds of things. It works as our TV as well. So that's another big thing. Obviously, we got Hulu, Netflix, all that stuff streaming right through the computer. So it was kind of an all-in-one space. It just made a lot of sense, and I didn't have to get rid of my gaming PC.
Yeah.
So I'm just really glad that we found a way to make it all fit. And we have the desk that folds up against the wall. I just thought that whole area just really smart, I think.
Yeah, I think you utilize that space well. Granted, I'm not a gamer. I don't really care that we have a gaming PC in the bus, but I'm happy that he's happy. And I do like that, you know, he wanted a large monitor, which makes it really nice to watch movies.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I do love movies, so I'm glad that we have a nice setup to watch movies.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a
win-win.
A win-win.
I like it.
I would agree.
All right, what do you got next?
Next up, something that I do love that we installed in our bus are drawers for underneath our cabinets in the kitchen.
Okay, so I'm noticing kind of a theme here, and actually I wrote it down as like a whole theme. But basically, like one of the things that I love about our build, and I think you're saying too, are like the storage solutions that we came up with.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, you've got to be a little bit creative whenever you're building a schoolie. It's just part of the design.
Yes.
But we did the cat box, which ended up really cool and ended up working really well in the space. But then we also did, like you just mentioned, added the drawers to the cabinets.
Yeah, they just worked out really nicely for storage, for pots and pans, all things kitchen accessories. You open up the cabinet, you pull out the drawer. Everything's really organized, nice and neat. And when you're traveling, you don't want open concept kitchen cabinets because everything's going to fall everywhere.
Right.
And so our solution was for better organization and storage, but also thinking of traveling down the road. If your glassware, pots and pans and things are set nicely into a drawer, there's less rattling.
For sure.
It's not going to break. And so it was a really good solution.
Well, yeah, and you get some of that vertical space back too.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, you'd have a ton of open space
Right.
in there that wasn't utilized in the
Because you
beginning.
think about it, like normally, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna like chuck all your stuff in the cabinet, and it can only go so high. You can't
So
just
high,
keep stacking
yeah.
stuff on top of each other.
Yep.
So you get we have two drawers instead of just. Okay, so another thing that I really liked that we added to the bus was solar. I thought that was pretty cool, and that's an option that we really haven't boondocked a lot, but we can. And I just like having the ability to go like a step further, or if plans really change, we have the flexibility to take this from one thing, which is right now we're just hooked up at a campground, and it can become a pretty sweet boondocking rig. You know, we've got the 100-gallon water tank, we've got the generator, we've got solar panels, so we can really make this thing last if we had to.
Absolutely. I don't know that much about solar panels, but I'm glad that we have the option. Oh, this is a good one.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one.
Okay, so this is probably by far the best one that I have, that I love
I'm excited to hear
about
this.
our build, and that is that we decided to build our bathroom by the exit door.
Oh yeah, that is a good one.
Well, the emergency door.
Well, yeah, emergency exit door.
The emergency exit door.
The emergency exit door.
We have a composting toilet. You have to dump it and clean it. So it's nice to have it by the emergency door because it's really accessible. We don't have to drag the toilet through the bus and go out the front of the bus. We just open up that side door, pick up our toilet, clean it,
so
dump
easy.
it, put it right back in. And also I realized that our handheld shower can extend outside that door, and we can take showers outside.
Yeah.
So it's all around like the best solution. If you have a side door, I highly recommend putting your composting toilet, maybe not your shower, but definitely your composting toilet built around that exterior door.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. And since we're already kind of on that subject, I think I would add that to my list. I forgot to put that down, but even adding a composting toilet saved us a lot of time,
Yeah,
saved
just
us
a
a lot of
composting
stress.
toilet in general.
It's so easy, and you don't have to mess with the black tank and all that stuff and look for dump stations or any of that.
Yeah.
I think it was the right choice for us. It might not be for everybody, but that's another thing that I am really glad that we did.
Yeah, we love our composting toilet. Highly recommend it. Probably want to go another way. I've seen a lot of other builds build their own composting toilet, and I'm sure
okay way to go.
I'm sure that works out well for you guys. We didn't know much about it going into this, but again, when we bought our bus, the composting toilet was already in the purchase, the cost of our bus itself. And
otherwise,
so,
we might not have spent $1,000 for one. We might have gone like a different route, but we would have definitely considered a composting toilet.
Yeah, so, and it was brand new. They had never used it before.
I have one more thing on the list.
One more.
And it's a simple one. You see it a lot actually, and I think it's really smart that people add it. We've talked a lot about how we like guests, and actually we use it obviously more than any like guests that we've had, and we use it quite a bit. And that was what we're sitting on right now, the couch / bed / table, all together. It's just really smart, and we use it to just watch movies all the time. We take the bed and lay it in the middle and turn this whole thing into our bed area, and we just turn our computer monitor over here and watch movies together.
Yes, we are big movie buffs. We love hanging out, whether it's a movie or a TV show that we're catching up on. We can just turn our couches into, I would say, a decent full-size bed. Sleeps 2 comfortably, definitely can sleep 3. And then we lounge up here at the front of our bus, watch our movie or Netflix show, and it's really nice to have. I'm super happy.
It's another one that if we were to start a build today, like I would want something like this. It doesn't have to be like this exact design, but whether it be the couch on one side that pulls out into a bed, something to that effect. Like I would have to have something like this. Also, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Cole Adventures on the couches, because you can actually see he has a full video on how to build almost these exact couches, so go check that out if you're interested.
Yeah.
Alright, so do you have anything left on the list?
I think that's all I have.
Well, there you go, guys. So you got the 5 things that we didn't like each, and now you've seen the things that we really love about our bus. So just take it all into consideration, especially if you're building something yourself.
Yeah.
Just things that we would have done, wouldn't have done, all of it together.
Yeah, we hope this really helps. Maybe you caught something in our video that you can now put into your builds, and we hope it works out for you.
Yeah. Oh, and a big one too. Why don't you comment down below and tell us some of the things that you guys like about our build. It's always cool to see stuff from a different perspective.
Absolutely.
So you guys know what to do. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it. Comment like I said, and don't forget to subscribe. Super important, and we always appreciate it, guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Peace. Okay, so
next up, I wish. Next up, I love that we have. Nope, don't like it. And if you've seen our